Today, Baba says something very interesting that this is a play and we are aware of the play. We have the knowledge of the drama. And Baba says there is no question of thanks in this drama. Now you see, saying thank you is such a big part of our culture, and we are always trying to thank each other, and this is a part of etiquettes, and we are taught always keep saying thank you. Now Baba says there is no need for any thanks. There is no question of giving thanks, because everybody is playing their predestined role, and nobody needs to be thanked for playing their role. Yes, so whatever is your role, it's your duty to play it. And when somebody is doing their duty, there is no question of thanks. Now, how do you reciprocate when somebody is doing their duty well? You don't reciprocate by saying thank you. You reciprocate by playing your role well. Yes, so if somebody is doing their duty well and you are benefiting out of they playing their duty well, so what do you do in return? You play your role well, you do your duty well. That's thanks, and that is real gratitude. And these days, what is happening is this whole thing about thank you is getting very complicated, because when somebody is doing something, they are playing their role well, they are doing their duty, then the other person is just thanking them and not doing their duty. But if I don't do my duty and I just thank you for doing your duty, then that's not true thanks, right? So if my duty, so if you are in a company or in a household or in seva also, then there is no need to thank each other. But when you see somebody is doing their duty well, then you also do your duty well, and you let the system work well by pitching in your contribution. That is gratitude. And you see, sometimes there are these questions that arise when there are days when we remember Brahma Baba or Mama, and then on Avyak Divas we remember Brahma Baba, and on Mama Day we remember Mama, and then everybody is trying to give their thanks to Mama and Baba. But what is the real thank you? The real thank you is you live for the cause for which they were so dedicated. So they were very interested in doing Vishwa Kalyan, in benefiting the world spiritually, and you also take that cause ahead. That is real thank you. It's not about sitting and saying thank you. And Baba also says that you sing praises for me, and you say that I thank you. The heart says thank you to the one who gives support. Mujhko sahara dene wale ye dil kahe tera shukriya. But Baba says there is no need to thank me. I'm just playing my predestined role, and it is my role to teach, and I'm doing that, and your thank you is you study. Your thank you is you follow my directions. That is how you express gratitude. And gratitude is very important. It's not like Baba is telling us to be ungrateful. So, Baba is definitely not telling us to be ungrateful, but Baba is teaching us true gratitude. Baba is saying that, gratitude is not saying thank you. Gratitude is doing what, when Baba has come and Baba is giving us so much sustenance, so much education, then the intention with which or the aim with which he is doing that, I understand that aim and I cooperate in Baba's task. That is real thank you. Thank you is not saying thank you. And, these days there is this expression, thanks but no thanks. So you are thanking the person but not taking whatever they are giving, or not cooperating with them. So Baba says, and I have seen, in this seva life that many a times people express a lot of gratitude for the work we are doing or the seva we are doing, but they even refuse to take benefit of it. They don't even follow Baba's directions. They don't even take benefit of the seva. And when you don't take benefit of the seva, then thank you doesn't mean anything. So Baba says that I am doing my bit, and your thank you is you do your bit. In every context, your bit is different. Yes, so sometimes, so when it comes to Baba, your bit is taking Baba's service and becoming what Baba wants us to become, or doing Baba's seva and making others become like what Baba wants us to make. And that is gratitude here. But in every context, gratitude is different. I remember there was this one time I saw a very beautiful expression of gratitude. So there was this sister, and she was not thirsty. And then somebody very politely, they filled water in a glass, and so they were BKs only, and that other sister offered water with a lot of love. So even though this sister was not thirsty, she drank that water with respect, and that was gratitude. That is thank you. So so when somebody has made an effort, then you accept that effort. That is gratitude. But so Baba says that, but of course it's not like, if somebody is giving you something to eat and that is against Srimad, you do that, because again you have to be grateful to Baba first. And if you are discarding Srimad or overstepping Srimad, then that means that you're grateful to people but not grateful to Baba. So Baba first, that is the law of gratitude. So Baba says these things, that how to be grateful. And then there is a very big complication that arises when you start you start engaging in this giving thank you and taking thank you, because these days people are seeking a thanks for performing their duty. Yes, so, and I don't know how this started, but there is this whole thing about appreciating and expressing gratitude, and people are expecting to be appreciated and expecting that people should thank them for doing their basic duty. And we are promoting this culture. We are saying that, yes, it is your duty to appreciate everybody and say thanks at every step. But no, that's not true. And if we promote this culture, then what happens is we are giving rise to more disappointments than, happiness through appreciation. Because what is happening is, when you are every time appreciating somebody or saying thanks, then they become conditioned into expecting appreciation and thanks. And when they become conditioned to expecting it, then expectation is leading to a lot of disappointment. Yes, and I have seen many people come and say that I am doing this and I am doing that, and there is no appreciation for my work, and there is no gratitude for my work. And the thing is, you are saying it's my work. So if it's your work and you're doing it, then why do you want gratitude and appreciation for that? It's your work, you have to do it anyway, and anyways, you are an actor and you have to play your role. What will you do? If nobody is appreciating you, then what will you do? Stop doing everything. So, what is your plan actually? So, this is something that is becoming very dangerous because, um, people are expecting other people to appreciate them for doing their basic duty. And this is very deadly because of that, there is a lot of complaints and disappointment and discontentment that's arising. And Baba says, I am not asking you to thank me, I'm doing the biggest duty, and I'm just asking you to do your duty in reciprocation. So everybody doing their own duty do not need to be appreciated or thanked. Yes, so this is, and these days, little children also, I have seen that, when children are little, they sing a song or they read a poem or they recite a story, and then what happens is the other person is clapping and appreciating, and or they just fill a glass of water and they are thanked for that. And all these things become a deep conditioning, and then when people are not clapping for them or nobody is saying thank you, then they feel there's something wrong with what they did, because that becomes like a certificate for for telling that you did the right thing. So Baba says this is not something, and I don't know, we were not trained into this. So uh, when we were little children, so our parents said, you are doing what you're supposed to do, and there's no, so I'm not being thanked for what I'm doing. Your mom is not getting thanked for what she's doing. So you also don't need to be thanked. So you're just doing your duty. And that has made us very content, because we are not looking for appreciation. And because we are not looking for appreciation, so the lack of it is not making us disappointed. So, this is something about the culture of thank you that Baba is talking about. And Baba says, people say thank God, and Baba says, you don't even need to thank me, I'm just doing my duty. And then Baba talks about regard. So Baba says that when children go to school, then they stand up for the teacher. That's regard. But is it regard to stand up for the teacher? Or is it regard that you study what the teacher is teaching and make the teacher proud like that? So, these also, these things also, these are, this is not regard. And, I have seen people writing long letters and, saying that Baba Seva is great and you people are doing very good Seva, but they never come and support that task. They never say, what can we do to help in this task? So that is not regard. So, saying that we respect you and we honor you is not regard. If you cannot cooperate in a task, or if you don't support that task, or if you don't if you don't have regard for the teachings, and if you don't have regard for imbibing the teachings of Baba, then that is not regard. So regard means imbibing what Baba teaches, and regard means cooperating in Baba's task. So regard doesn't mean that you stand in the corner and keep showing lame signs of regard. So Baba says that and I have seen many children who come from school and college, and they would enter very respectfully when they come for the course, and they wouldn't show their back to me, and when they leave, but they don't continue the classes. And then I always tell them that even if you didn't say namaste, or if you didn't say Om Shanti, that was okay. But you come for class, that is Baba's regard. So Baba says all these false ideas, and Baba always uses this term lame regard, Langda Man. I don't know if you have heard it in the Murli. In today's Murli, Baba hasn't, but Baba says lame regard or Langda Man. Langda Man means, you are giving regard, but actually there is no regard. You're just showing it overtly. There is just that lame expression, but no regard from within. And Baba says that standing up is not regard, studying is regard for Baba. And then Baba also talks about fear. So Baba says that, and I always think about this thing about fear. So in this world, we are asked to, there is this culture that you make somebody do something because of fear of punishment. Yes, so you want to, you are trying to instill fear in somebody's mind, the fear of punishment, the fear of, being, being charged for it. So the fear of punishment, the fear of penalty, all of these fears are induced so that somebody does what you want them to do. But then you see, this is not the way you make people do things. And you see, even when people know that if they kill, they'll go to jail, there are so many people who kill and go to jails. So how do you replace fear? What do you replace it with? So there is just one way to make people do what they do, what should be done, and that is realization. So Baba says, I every day tell you that if you miss the Murli, then you will miss the points, and then you will be absent, and then the treasure of knowledge will be less, and then you will not make the effort that you can make. You will not create the fortune that you can create. So you have to be, so there should only be one fear, the fear of karma and its consequences. Not the fear of, physical punishment or anything like that. And you see, only the very wise soul understands that not getting the highest position in Satyug is a loss. Yes, so, when a child goes to school, then that child needs to understand that being beaten on the hand or leg is not such a big deal, but failing in the exam is a big deal, because that will affect my future and fortune. But the interesting thing is, the child doesn't understand what failing in the exam will do, but he knows how getting beaten on the skin feels like. But Baba says that, realization makes you feel that it is not just immediate pain or immediate suffering that you have to protect yourself against, but you have to ensure that you do your best and get the best. And only with that realization can you be motivated to do proactive action. And you see that in this knowledge, we are being made, we are being inspired to do proactive action. What is proactive? It's not reactive. You are not doing something because something is happening. You're doing something because you understand the importance of it. And creation is not reactive, creation is proactive. So we are here to create our future, our fortune, create a world of heaven. And that cannot be done through fear. Yes, so Baba says that it's not like you will just um, get punishment in the end, and that's why you should pay attention to your karma. No, you should pay attention to your karma because karma is the key to creating fortune. And when you have a high potential and you realize what you can do, then why not do it? And I think, there are lots of things connected with this because you see, if you ask anybody today, why are they doing what they are doing, then you realize that everybody is doing what they are doing as a reaction to what's happening. Yes, so you're getting up because you have to go to school or you have to go to office. So it's because something will go wrong if you don't do it. That's why you're doing it. You're not doing it because you realize. So that's why, people talk about the need to do something. So, and I remember there was this one young fellow, and he had come and he was very lazy, wasting his time all the time and just on the phone all the time. And then I asked him, what is your aim in life? He said, I don't need to have an aim. So I said, why don't you need to have an aim? So he said, because my father has a lot of money and I'm the only child, and there is no need for me to work or get educated or do anything. And let me tell you, he's not the only one. There are many children who feel that way because there are many parents who have, created that kind of infrastructure and resources for them. But then this whole concept of you need to do something because you need to do it, or you do it because you have the potential to do it, that's the question. So should you do something to get something, or should you do something because you're capable of doing it? And when you have the potential, is it not your duty to put it into, use? After all, you are called a human resource. And you're not just a human resource, you're a spiritual resource also. So put your qualities, your powers, your physical abilities, specialities, everything to use, not because you need to do it to get something, but because you realize who you are. And Baba says, I motivate you to realize who you are and what you can do. I don't tell you that, you do it out of fear, or you do it out of fear of consequences, or you do it because, you will get punished if you don't do it. That is not my motivation. And Baba says, here I am not telling you that be afraid and that's why do it. And there is another interesting thing about fear being the motivation that I have observed, that fear is a vice. So when we talk about vices, then one vice is fear also. And when you so the thing about vices is that one vice overpowers the other, and then what happens is that that vice takes a back seat, and then another vice starts being your motivator. So let's say there is fear, and fear is stopping you from doing something wrong, but then lust takes over, and then you don't care about fear, or anger takes over, and then you don't care about fear. So in this war of vices, the vice that is most powerful wins. And when you pit one vice against another, then one vice can become the motivation only until another vice wins over it. So, and or another object which is triggering that vice more wins over it. For example, many people try to build relationships based on the vice of lust or greed, or attachment. And then what happens, you are putting somebody into bondage through lust or attachment or greed. But then somebody else comes and they feed their lust, attachment or greed more than you, and then that person is gone. But if the basis of your relationship is pure love, spiritual love, then that relationship will never be gone, however many people come and go. So this is the interesting thing about vices. So you can discourage somebody from doing something, or you can pull somebody back from doing something by scaring them of consequences for a little time. But then if other vices take over and they are blinded by lust or anger or attachment or greed, then that fear won't work. And we saw this very profoundly in times of COVID. So, people were very afraid of dying, and then they stayed indoors, and then later, they went out anyway. They were partying at beaches, and they were not afraid to die because they were more afraid to not have sensual pleasures then. So the sensual pleasures overpowered that fear of even dying. And they said, even if I die, no problem, I will enjoy and die. So this is the thing about fear being the motivator. So you can use fear as the motivator, but only for some time. It doesn't last long. So Baba says that I do not motivate you through fear. I don't tell you that you will get punishment and this and that. That's why you do this. No, I tell you that if you don't do this, you are not going to realize your full potential. So you can become the king of kings, and if you want to do that, you become that, then please follow my Srimad. And the one who realizes who they are, the one who realizes who they can become, they follow Baba's Srimad and become that. So Baba talks about these three things. Baba talks about this culture of gratitude, this regard, and then Baba talks about fear, and then Baba also talks about not asking anyone for anything. Yes, and Baba says that, the law of karma says that you get because of what you do, not because you ask for something. Yes, so do you get something if you ask for it, or do you get something because you did the karma for it? So if you believe in the law of karma, then there is no need to ask anybody for anything. And there is this very interesting phrase. Baba says, it is better to die than to ask for anything. Mangne se marna bhala. And this phrase has a very interesting interpretation in Gyan. So Baba teaches us how to die alive. And when you die alive, that is, you die from your desires, your ego, your vices, and you come to soul consciousness and remember Baba, then the karma that you do is good karma in that state. So if you die, then you don't need to ask for anything. So Baba says, instead of begging, just die, just give up your desires and ego and your vices and then belong to Baba. And then in that remembrance, in that holding in Baba's hand holding of you, you will do the karma which will make you deserve the best. So that is the interpretation of better die than ask for anything. And Baba says that you don't have to ask me for blessings and mercy. And people keep begging to God for blessings and mercy. But do you think that God is so egoistic that He would wait for you to beg so that He gives you something? Baba says, no, I'm not waiting for you to beg at my doorstep or ask for mercy for me to give you something. I'm your father. I'm giving you everything anyway. You have to die alive. You have to become soul conscious. You have to be in my remembrance and take what I'm giving you. You don't have to beg and plead before me. And you see, do you not trust your physical father so much as to not ask for anything? Do you not know that? Do you not trust him that if he had something, he would give you without asking for it? So even with the Lokik father, you have that kind of trust that if he had it, he wouldn't wait for you to ask for something. He would give it anyway. So why would the Parlokik father not do that? So Baba says, you are not dying alive. You are not sitting in remembrance. That's why you're not able to get everything. Otherwise, I'm here to give everything. And then Baba says, when we do seva, so in bhakti, people have this a system of collecting donations, and they have a small book, and then they cut slips out of it, and then they give it to people, and they ask them to donate. But Baba says we don't have any such kind of system, because Baba is not asking us to beg from people who are, who don't understand Baba and Baba's task. And Baba says, you just serve everybody. And if they realize who has come and what task it is, and if they are the ones who had created their fortune last kalpa, they would do it anyway. And the interesting thing is, who are we serving? We are serving deity souls. Deity soul is a giver soul. And if a giver soul has to be taught to give, or asked to give, that means that that soul is not a giver soul. That is not a deity soul. So Baba says, you don't have to take any support from Dwapar Yugi souls, from copper aged souls. And those who are deity souls, they have every cycle created that fortune by being the right hand in Baba's seva. So they don't need to be told what to do. They know it is their duty, and their fortune beckons, and they do Baba's seva anyway. So Baba says, you don't need to ask anything for seva. You don't need to tell anybody to do something. You just serve them. You teach them the knowledge. You share Baba's Murli with them. You inspire them for what Baba inspires you, and then they will do it if it's a deity soul. Okay, Om Shanti. Anybody wants to share anything, please do.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Hanji?
Om Shanti Didi.
Om Shanti.
I'm meeting you for the first time in Zoom, so thank you so much for the classes. I always listen to the YouTube video, so this is the first time I'm meeting you through Zoom. I really liked what you said, that Baba doesn't motivate us through fear, but he says if you follow Srimad, this will help us to realize our full potential.
Yes.
So that is something that stays with me. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Om Shanti. Anybody else would like to share anything?
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti ji.
Today's slogan.
Yes.
Baba said that if you stay in your true self, you will continue to experience happiness and power.
Yes.
So don't chase happiness outside in people or situations. That's body consciousness.
Correct.
And we are powerless only when we are in body conscious.
Yes.
So be in remembrance and in self-awareness. And stop the culture of thanking, appreciating, because everyone is playing their own part.
And even if you are appreciating or thanking, stop expecting it first. So first stop expecting appreciation and thanking, and then slowly you create the culture as you are. So sometimes we try to do it outside first, but it's not outside first, it's first me. I am not. So Baba also, when he speaks the Murli, he first says, don't thank me. He doesn't say don't thank each other. He says don't thank me. So that is how you create a culture. Okay. Thank you. Om Shanti. Yes.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Didi, Baba, today in the class, Baba is saying that we don't need to expect thanks for what we are doing.
Correct.
And the real regard of what Baba is giving to us is not giving thanks, but to follow his Srimad and follow the dharnas in our life. That will be the true regard for Baba.
Yes, of course. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti Didi.
Om Shanti.
Today, Baba is saying that actually Baba does not motivate us through fear. He makes us realize the true potential. And since we are spiritual resource of Baba, so he says that you do what I say, because for that you will be a more deserving. So he tries to make us more deserving for the pad in Satyug. So Baba never motivates us through fear of punishment. That actually get incorporated in us in bhakti generally. Out of fear of God, people or we used to do bhakti. But Baba is completely differently motivating us.
Yes.
Thanks, Vidhi.
Thank you, Om Shanti. Yes. Anybody else?
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
I just wanted to, I always feel that Baba, like our Lokik parents also, we don't expect children to say thanks, but we expect children to follow our directions, which are for their welfare. So whenever Baba says anything in Murli, I always, have that analogy as a parent and between the parent and Lokik parent and children, and what Baba is saying. So, Baba is too, I would say, humble to say I don't expect thanks, and it's not a question of giving thanks, but whatever Baba says is for our welfare and for our good, and so that we are able to realize our aims. We rise up as souls in our, we evolve and progress as souls. And but gratitude, appreciation, there are divine qualities.
Yes.
And drama is predestined, so there's no question of thanking. But of course, following Srimad is the main thing.
Yes, of course, Baba is not asking us to be ungrateful, but Baba
No.
is saying that that is not the expression of gratitude. The way you express
Gratitude.
it is not the true expression. Okay. Thank you. Om
Om Shanti.
Shanti.